Dilip Vengsarkar. Then another man who knows him very closely, Ravi Shastri. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the master storyteller of Mumbai and everybody's coach, Sir Vasu Paranspe. Absolutely overjoyed that you could come, sir. So why don't we start in the order of appearance? They have the cast in order of appearance, don't they? So we'll start in order of appearance. You start first. You come in on page 27.
Yeah, that's fine, but I don't know what am I
watching. When you first watched Sachin play at the Cricket Club of India, and then you thought you saw something different.
I think it's pretty similar to when I wanted to see Ravi Shastri. I'd heard about Ravi Shastri, so I think it was probably the Nirlawn nets and Anil Joshi, who's here, and Hemant Waingankar, who unfortunately is not with us. They called him to bowl in the nets, and because I was the captain of India then, I didn't want him to be nervous. I was sort of in the dressing room, the old CCI dressing room, and standing up on those wooden benches and through that partition having a look at Ravi. And from what I saw from there, we sort of took him into the Nirlawn team, Mumbai team, everything. And similarly with Sachin, but Sachin was not at the Cricket Club of India. Sachin was at the Wankhede Stadium. And again, Anil Joshi and Hemant Waingankar were the two who had told me about Sachin. And so I went, they told me that the practice is on, the Mumbai team is practicing. And he was in the 30, I think, at that stage, the 30 probable. So I went to see, I finished playing cricket, I think, at that stage. And again, it was near the old dressing room where the players used to sit out. And I was standing there, and whom Raju Kulkarni, whom we all fondly call Veda Thompson, because he was like Mad Thompson. I don't know whether Raju is here, but
there he is.
There he is. And he was batting against Raju, and Raju, was slippery. He was, and of course in the nets we all know that not many bowlers think about the no ball. They can bowl from almost 18 yards or so, and Raju was doing that. And the manner in which Sachin was batting him, and basically the way he was punching him off the back foot, straight around the mid-wicket area. The time that he had, because he was, as I said, he was slippery, and to be able to get the time to play that was quite astonishing, to be honest. And I think that was for me the first sight, and it really impressed me.
He says one of his biggest regrets is that he couldn't play in the same side as you.
Yeah, I think we would have been pretty good, certainly running between.
You might have done all right together.
I think as far as the running between the wickets, I think we would have been good, because I think for me the most important thing in batting with anybody was that my partner should be able to come for that quick single, dap the ball around here, keep the bowlers all the time bowling a different ball to a different batsman. That for me was important. So for me.
But they might have had to bowl the same length to the two of you.
Well, no, not necessarily, because I think he was more a front foot player, so I think he would have smashed them. So I would have defended them, and he would have smashed them.
Dilip Vengsarkar features on page 32. Makes an arrival on page 32. Just a 15-year-old kid. You saw him. You brought him to play in the nets against Kapil Dev, and then said he's good enough to play for Mumbai.
Actually, I didn't bring him to play, but my coach Vasu Paranspe brought him. Actually, I was the captain of India at that time, and I was playing in Times of India Shield at Pasir Gymkhana. And I had heard a lot about him. Of course, he has scored heavily in Harry Shield and Guile Shield. And Vasu, came for the match, and he said, we should go and see Sachin Tendulkar play. I said, not now, because they said, no, we have to go. And I couldn't say no to Vasu.
Nobody can say no.
Nobody can say no to Vasu. Then we went in his car to CCI, And Sharada Ashram had scored 600 for 5, and Sachin had again scored 300 runs. And he was bowling his 50th over. And so I saw him bowl actually, to be honest with you. And then I was playing my 100th test match for India. And we were practicing at CCI. And there came Sachin, and all padded up. And Vasu said, "Let's just have a look at him." And I had to tell Kapil Dev and Chetan Sharma, Arshad Ayub, Maninder to come and have a bowl at him. It was a bit odd for me, to be honest.
You asked Kapil Dev to bowl to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, but hats off to him. I think he bowled, and all of them bowled to him, and he was very impressive. In the same evening, we had a selection committee meeting of Mumbai, and I told selectors I was Sachin, and we should include him. They said, no, he's too young. If he gets hit, and apni press pan kadel. But I said, you must pick him in 15, and I think it's time. I think we should just pick him. So they said, okay, Dilip, since you are saying this, they will pick in 15. And then for the first 3 days, he didn't come for practice. And I was a bit surprised, why he didn't come for practice. So I asked Vasu, Vasu, kahan hai ala practice la? And 4th day he came for practice. So I was a bit livid. I said, Coach Vasu, just have a word with him. He said, and he has Sachin, kahan hai ala practice la 3 divas? He said, drawing chi pariksha hoti. And Vasu said, "Arey bhai sang driving chi pariksha ke, drawing chi nahi." And then of course he played the first game as Gujarat, and he scored a brilliant 100 in the first match itself. The rest is history, as they say. He played a fantastic cricket.
Ravi, you come in only on page 39, so you've got to wait for a while because the big man next to you did something that no one else has done. You got his father to watch him play in the Irani trophy. You did, didn't you?
I did.
You went up to him and said, he is going to score 100 today, you must come and watch him play.
No, his father said that every time I go to see a match, when he is playing, he gets out early. I said, that's not true, because otherwise all the schools would have made you a principal of their schools.
You have a sense of timing as well. You pause to let the laughter come, and now we can. So, but he didn't watch his son play, so you ensured that he came and watched him play.
He did watch. He watched him play, score that 100 rest of India game.
Yes.
And that was a splendid match. I think the Sardar who came to bat with a broken finger
Gursharan.
to stand, and it was very vital.
You also sent him to the MRF camp.
No, actually before that, Sunny forgets that I was the one who took him to the match when he played his first match against Gujarat, like Dilip mentioned just now. And I said, this is India champion replacing the old champions, come both of you together. And he didn't, but he came later on, he saw him get the 100. Sorry.
You sent him to the MRF Academy. On page 18, you sent him to the MRF Academy.
Yeah, I did. Bat. but he came and he started bowling.
There is this great photograph there of Sachin Tendulkar and Saurav Ganguly both going there to become fast bowlers. Can you imagine what the future of India would have been?
But Ganguly's dream lasted a bit longer.
Then Ravi, you were with him on the tour of Pakistan. Got out in his first innings, and he came back and he said he wasn't sure he belonged here. And there were a couple of senior Mumbai players in there who said to him that you need to respect the bowler at this stage as well. And you were in that little group, weren't you?
I think I was lying on a massage table, pissed
By
off.
the way, gentlemen, that's Ravi. Just turn the volume down a little.
Pissed off at the way I had got out. So,
Yeah.
I was pretty annoyed. But he gave me time. He gave me an hour and a half till I had calmed down. And he walked up and he came and said in Marathi, "Chikar ghai kela na main." I was in a big hurry. So I just looked at him. I said, 16 years of age. And to be fair, during that half an hour, 25 minutes he spent at the crease, you would say he looked like a fish out of water, right? A month later, once that tour of Pakistan was over, you could safely say that there was a big, great white shark, inside that water, and you knew the seas belonged to him. And it did belong to him for 25 years. So, what I did tell him at that time was what you exactly said. I said, respect the conditions, respect the opponent. But don't change your game for nobody. Just play your natural game. Just give yourself that little bit of time. And, the rest is history. I mean, no one had to tell him anything after that because the rise was so rapid.
Did you expect the rise to be so rapid? Because you've seen this little child running around.
Yeah, of course I did, Harsha. Why do you doubt that?
No, I don't doubt. My job is only to ask questions, but I'm unsure of your wit.
We had been to Australia with the under-19 team. I was the coach cum manager. And one night I was dining at the hotel where I was staying, who was a rugger, Australian rugger player, and that was his hotel. So there was a lot of common thing to talk about cricket and all. So I told one of the reporters joined us later on, I told that reporter, we have the best under-19, best cricketer in the world today. Not cricketer, sorry, batsman in the world today. He said, what? I said, yes, you will see him in 92. He promptly wrote me that later in 92, after Perth 100.